Let's make an Eggs Benedict that you've never tried before. It's Eggs Benedict with crispy American lamb scallopini. It is so delicious, and this is how you make it. A few of the special tools to make this recipe easier are a meat mallet, a slotted spoon, a fish spatula or your favorite spatula, and a nice sharp knife. To make the hollandaise, I like to use an immersion blender. It's the easiest way. You have total control over it moving around in a small container, but you can also use a regular blender, or you can even use elbow grease with a whisk in a bowl. For those crispy lamb cutlets, we're gonna wanna prepare a 3 dredge system for breading those. Gonna start with flour. I like to use these shallow bowls, season it with a little bit of salt and pepper because each layer that you season adds more flavor to the end dish. We also are gonna make a egg wash. Now we'll just use an egg or two, add a little bit of water, and whisk that up with a fork. And then we have our breadcrumbs that we'll season. You can add also some dried herbs for extra flavor. You can do some thyme, some rosemary, or you can just keep it really basic. To make the cutlets, we're gonna remove our lamb from the bone. This is a rack of American lamb from Colorado, and we're gonna remove it. And you want this to be at least an inch thick, and then we're gonna slice that in half. And that's fairly thin as is, but we're gonna put it in between a couple pieces of plastic wrap and use our meat mallet to pound these to about 1/8 of an inch or 3/16 of an inch thick. So they're nice and thin. They will cook very fast and be super tender. We'll season them with some salt and pepper, set them aside, warm our butter for the hollandaise, and get our water simmering for the poached eggs. We will get these lamb cutlets breaded using the dredging system of flour, then egg, then into the breadcrumbs. And you can actually do this a day before and refrigerate these, so you can just cook them right before you need them, but I'm doing them right before cooking. For our hollandaise sauce, we need 2 egg yolks and lemon juice and our warm butter. Now we get these egg yolks and we start making our emulsion by pouring in the butter as we blend. So it creates that nice emulsion, and you want your butter nice and warm so it heats up the eggs and cooks those, as well as getting your texture nice. Mine was a little bit thick, so I actually add some warm water to that until I reached the desired texture that I was looking for. It was about a tablespoon and a half or so. You can keep your hollandaise warm in a thermos. Then you want to toast your English muffins, get your eggs ready to poach. I put these individually in ramekins after I put them through a mesh strainer or a fine sieve, so it makes a cleaner poached egg. To fry up our lamb cutlets, you want some canola or vegetable oil, and then when it's nice and warm, add a little bit of butter to make it nice and golden super fast. These are gonna cook for 1 minute on each side, so they cook really, really fast. It's perfect for brunch. So you can make these in batches if you need to. Once they are perfectly golden and cooked through, you can transfer those to a sheet pan that has a wire rack on it to keep them warm, with a little bit of lemon juice and a sprinkle of salt. And these by themselves are so delicious, but with the whole dish, they're gonna be even better. To poach our eggs, add a little bit of distilled vinegar, get that movement in the water, and then add your eggs. These eggs are gonna cook in 3 minutes. I find that's pretty much the perfect cook time, with the right water temperature of just barely simmering. You don't want it boiling. And use your slotted spoon to move these around so they don't get stuck on the bottom, and keep them nice and formed. And then after 3 minutes, they should be perfectly poached and cooked. Use the freshest eggs possible for the best poached eggs. You can kind of feel them. The whites are cooked. Now that all the hard work is done, it's time to do the most fun part, which is assemble the Eggs Benedict. Lightly toasted English muffins, a little bit crispy, but you don't want them too toasted or else they're kind of hard to cut through, so you want them nice and tender. Then we have our super crispy lamb scallopini right on top of that, followed by a poached egg and another steamy poached egg right on top of that. Plenty of hollandaise sauce. bit of freshly ground pepper, and I love chives on the hollandaise. We're gonna garnish it with a lemon because that goes so well with this crispy lamb. And finally, for fun, some microgreens because it just looks so pretty. Wow. Now this is one impressive looking Eggs Benedict that I can't wait to eat. You can see our perfectly poached egg. The thing about Eggs Benedict is it has all the best textures and flavors. You have the crispy, crunchy lamb medallion. You have the custardy poached egg. You have the hollandaise sauce that's bright with lemon juice. It's pretty much everything you could need in one dish. Wow. The lamb is absolutely the star of the show in this. It really shines through. Oh man, that is so good. You have to try this.